Hey, welcome to another episode of Business Mojo and Margaritas, where I get all up in your business in 20 minutes or less. I am Suzanne Proksa, your host, business strategist and coach for female entrepreneurs, and my jams just happen to be client attraction and marketing. So let's not delay any further. Let's dive in. Hey, can I cut in? This show is sponsored by the new Chronically Awesome Planner. If you are trying to run a business with chronic illness and you feel like it's slowing you down, I totally feel you. I am a fibro girl myself. So, hey, download my free planner. Yep, free, to help you determine where you can make some changes to make running your business easier so you can get to freedom a whole lot faster without all of the tears and the frustration. So what are you waiting for? Run over to suzanneproksa.com/p/awesome and grab your planner today. As a business strategist, I've found that one thing that is glaring is the number of female entrepreneurs online with chronic illness. And that is why I'm so incredibly passionate about working with women with chronic illness, because I do it myself and I have found several techniques that work to help you get past all of that bullshit. So my story is not unlike yours. I've got fibromyalgia. I deal with the delightful brain fog and fatigue that can sometimes go with that. And believe me, I usually tell people that I am about 99% cured from fibromyalgia, and did that myself with diet, exercise, and really just studying how our bodies work differently than other people. But I still have moments where the brain fog kicks in and the fatigue kicks in, and this stuff never happens at convenient times, ever. And then if we talk about the depression, which maybe a lot of people don't realize is something that is part of fibromyalgia, the depression can be awful. If you're not aware of all of the things that are actually comprised within fibromyalgia or your own chronic illness like chronic fatigue, etc., I definitely encourage you to read up and get some of the books out there that are done by reputable sources, because I think a big it's terrible. A big misconception about fibro, for instance, is that it's pain. Fibro is way more than pain. If you bring up some of the graphics that are actually realistic, it is head to toe shit happening. All right. So that depression you've got may be related to fibro. You know, all of that pain, yeah, probably related to fibro. Brain fog, fatigue, nausea, stomach issues. There's a laundry list of things that come with fibromyalgia, and there's a laundry list of things that come with other chronic illnesses. And again, especially when it comes to fibro, because I have dealt with it myself, I have become a ninja at how you can curb this stupid thing and actually still have a successful business. So let's talk about the difficulties and where it goes to shit, first of all. And this is in regard to any chronic illness, okay? So mindset is huge. So we've heard so much about what we can't do and feel so distraught when we don't feel good that we exhibit self-defeating behavior. All right. We don't do the things we're supposed to do. We hide in a corner and wallow in sorrow and that kind of thing. So very important to keep that mindset in check. Comparisonitis is very big for us. It takes over. We don't feel good enough, or we don't feel like we can keep up with everybody else. We feel like less. You know, if we're being honest with ourselves, that happens, and it probably happens quite a bit, especially if, you're like me and you're attracted to the people who are hustle night and day, which I do not believe in hustle, but I love me some Gary Vee. And I love some of the other people out there who actually do believe in the hustle. Okay. So the flip side of that is that can make you feel like less because you cannot do what they do. It's not possible. Number 3, I'm going to get bold and talk about the self-care piece. It is not uncommon for those of us with chronic illness to have been through the complete ringer. We've seen more needles than a drug addict and been drugged more than one too. My twisted humor. Doctors don't treat root cause, so unless we do the work, we continue to struggle. It is what it is. So part of the reason why I started as a health coach, because I'm so tired of this shit. So I see a lot of women with chronic illness who aren't doing the work to take care of themselves. Now, remember, when I went into health coaching, I was trying to actually help people with chronic illness and realized quickly they didn't want to be helped. At least the people I was coming across. So now I'm surrounded by business women who do want to do something. It's a completely different ballgame. But again, I still see a lot of women with chronic illness who aren't doing the work to take care of themselves, which leads to worsening their illness, more fatigue, more frustration, and a hamster that just keeps falling off the freaking wheel. If you're not going to do the exercise, if you're not going to follow the diet recommendations, and hey, damn near every chronic illness is improved if you get gluten and dairy and soy and corn out of your damn diet. And it's entirely possible to do and relatively simple and still have good meals. These people just don't do it. So you have to do the work to take care of yourself. And I mean, the difference between while you're eating that crap and after, you'll feel like a whole new person, okay? So how do we get past all this and keep our mindset in check so we can succeed? The bottom line is feeling as good as we can and putting systems in place. That's what's going to help boost that mindset. So number 1, we have to embrace scheduling and give ourselves grace when that schedule needs to change. We need to build what I call buffers around that schedule to make sure that we can keep running our businesses or doing what we need to do if things go downhill. So let's talk about how I do this. So I know that my health could tank at any time, especially the brain fog. That's the one that I deal with the most. I have created banks of content, and I'm telling you this stuff so that you can do it yourself. I use schedulers everywhere possible. So Meet Edgar, Tailwind for Pinterest and Instagram. Edgar does everything else. And then, of course, like Facebook has where you can schedule directly there if you want to, or, there's this beautiful thing called a VA. I make sure I create things well ahead of when I need them. A perfect example of why you should always create things well ahead of when you need them is because if you've got like a live scheduled or something like that, and then you get sick and you can't make it, that doesn't, you need to make sure that you can still take care of your audience. Okay. So it is totally within your power to make sure that that kind of thing doesn't happen. Okay. I know of someone recently who sold a high-level program. First weekend, boom, couldn't deliver because they had something come up related to their health. They had not created their shit ahead of time. Not good. Not good at all. I have presentations and such that I can grab from. In other words, when I create so I have things ready to go. I give myself grace when my brain literally won't let me work because there's nothing that you can do about it in most cases. If you have taken care of yourself, you've done all the things, and the brain is still just being a pissy bee, there's nothing you can do. Sometimes pissy bee is pissy bee. All right, number 2, allow yourself the time you need to stay healthy and heal. If people online or in real life judge you because you need a day off, they need to go or at least be ignored. One of the two. You can only do what you can do, period. The hustlers are typically healthy and can get by on 0 sleep and caffeine. Okay, now granted, it's going to catch up with them in the future, but right now they can do it. So those of us with chronic illness, we can't if we want to be upright the next day. It is what it is. The sooner you get that engraved in your beautiful brain, the better. You have to make sure that you are taking care of yourself and staying healthy. Repeat, you can only do what you can do. If you need to write that on your damn mirror, write it down, sister. Number 3, keep your eye on the prize. A solid why is critical. And typically for us chronic illness beauties, it's to get out of the 9-to-5 or shitty situations so we can take care of ourselves and have a better life. This often requires daily mindset work and reminders that there is an end in sight to the harder part, but it will be so worth it. So totally worth it. Number 4, take care of yourself. I cannot express enough how much feeling better improves your mindset. Once you start to feel better and have a little more control over your health, your mindset improves tenfold at least. Let's talk to this again, lady pants. If you're supposed to stay away from gluten, and odds are good you should if you have chronic illness, stay away from it. Does dairy put you over the edge? Girl, step away from the ice cream if you really want that success. Back the fuck up, okay? And if you don't know this, food allergies do contribute to depression and anxiety. And guess who? Guess what? Wheat/gluten is a big contributor to depression and anxiety. Yepper. So everyone thinks it's a gut thing, an inflammation thing, or hives thing only when it comes to allergies. It's not true. There is a laundry list of things that food allergies cause. I mean, seriously, head to toe shit. Pain, headaches, the depression, the anxiety, the things that most people think of, the belly issues and such. It's a very long list. So I recently put the hammer down on myself. I was in so much pain and so fatigued that I tanked 2 launches. True story, because I was eating wheat and gluten again and going out every weekend and stuff like that. It was not good. So daily exercise, stretching, and strength training is usually a must-do for us. So be like Nike and just do it. Use the 5-second rule by Mel Robbins to get that hiney out there. Okay? So the bottom line is stop focusing on the can'ts and start focusing on the cans. Just because you have a chronic illness does not mean that you cannot have a successful business. Having a positive mindset is going to get you incredibly far, and you absolutely can reach your goals with some planning. It's just your planning, your type of planning looks different. Now, if that's still just all a fog to you how to do that, I have a new program coming out in September specifically for women with chronic illness. I am excited to say I am doing this program with the amazing Lisa Sipkar. She is the expert of experts when it comes to Lyme disease and chronic illness. She will help you with a protocol for your illness, and I will help you with a protocol for your business, plus some of the tips that I have learned along the way to get this thing rolling. I cannot express to you how excited I am about putting this program out into the world. And again, I want you to leave this podcast realizing that you can do the thing. You can be as successful as Lucy Lou Fancy Pants that I talk about all the time, okay? So with that, I'm going to bid you adieu. Do make sure I will leave the link in the show notes that you grab my Chronically Awesome workbook to help you get that business rocking with that chronic illness and help you figure out how to do that scheduling. Have a great day. Thank you for listening again. Mwah! Love you and talk to you soon. Thank you so much for listening to another episode. I'm so glad you decided to roll with me yet again. Hey, if you loved it, please give me a rating and some little comments on iTunes. And hey, if you're thinking that working together with my crazy self sounds like a fantastic idea, hunt me down, SuzanneProksa.com. That K is before the S. You can find all of my coaching information, my blog, my courses, all of the things, all right in one spot. And with that, I will see you in the next episode, gorgeous.